China is committing genocide against the Uyghurs through population control, sexual violence, and mass detentions. Yet all we get from this Liberal government are vague expressions of concern and empty promises of an investigation. The time for action is now. What specific steps is this Prime Minister taking to formally request that China allow such an investigation? And when will he finally declare these atrocities to be a genocide?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
We, of course, take allegations of genocide extremely seriously and are working with the United States and our partners to move forward on concerted action. We recognize, as I have recognized directly to the leaders of China, the concerns around human rights violations in Xinjiang, and we will continue to work with the global community for transparency, for accountability, and for clarity in terms of what is happening in Xinjiang.
Honourable Member for Wellington Halton Hills.
Mr. Speaker, yesterday in response to a question about the Uyghur genocide, the Foreign Affairs Minister said the government is calling upon China to do two things. First, allow unfettered access to the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights. And second, allow an independent, impartial committee of experts to enter China. Has the government formally made these two requests of the Chinese government, either through the Chinese ambassador to Canada or through Ambassador Barton?
Prime Minister.
We take the situation faced by the Uyghurs in Xinjiang extremely seriously, which is why we've been bringing up this issue for years at all levels of Chinese government. We're working with our allies on assuring access for the UN Special Representative and more transparency into what is going on there. We need to hold China to account as a community of nations, and that's exactly what we're going to continue to do.
The Honourable Member for Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan.
Mr. Speaker, it's Holocaust Memorial Day. We're asking the Prime Minister direct questions about a contemporary genocide, and he's refusing to answer simple, direct questions. Erwin Kotler, the government's own special envoy for Holocaust remembrance and combating anti-Semitism, agrees that Canada must recognize and respond to this genocide. Independent investigations have already been conducted. They've drawn on survivor testimony, satellite imagery, and leaked Chinese government data. The evidence is clear. The investigations have been done. The victims have testified. The government should believe them. Why is the Prime Minister still sitting on the fence and refusing to answer questions and recognize this genocide?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we have been highlighting our deep concerns about the situation in Xinjiang for many years to the Chinese government. We have also worked very, very closely with our international partners on holding them to account. We take allegations of genocide extraordinarily seriously. That's why we are going through the right processes in terms of establishing our perspective and our official position on that. I understand the desire to move quickly on that, but it's also extremely important that we move rigorously on it.
Honourable Member for Markham Stouffville.
Mr. Speaker, we have a range of tools in our fight against COVID-19, and having access to quick test results is important in stopping the spread. Can the Prime Minister provide an update on the status of rapid testing in Canada?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to thank the member for Markham Stouffville for her question and her excellent work. Testing is one of the most important tools we have to stop the spread of COVID-19. We're working around the clock on the approval and procurement of new testing technologies. We have approved 6 rapid tests to date and sent almost 15.9 million rapid tests to provinces and territories over the past months. Even yesterday, we shipped almost 250,000 pan-bio tests to Ontario. We will continue working with industry, with provinces and territories and public health experts to ensure our communities have the tools they need to keep Canadians safe.
Honourable Député.
The Honourable Member for Rosemount Petite Patrie. Air Canada flight attendants are victims of a serious injustice. The Liberals don't care at all about workers and are allowing major companies like Air Canada to use the wage subsidy to their advantage and with impunity. Instead of maintaining ties with its thousands of employees, Air Canada is pocketing everything it can and is laying off 4 out of 5 flight attendants, thereby circumventing the main objective of the wage subsidy. Will the Liberals stop looking after the interests of big business and the rich, and will they finally look out for workers? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. The wage subsidy was put in place to help workers, and that is what it has done for millions of workers across the country. We will continue to ensure that the aid goes directly to workers, and any company that does not follow the guidelines and does not deliver those assistance in the right way to workers will have to deal with the consequences. That is all the time we have today for question period.
Of points of order. Rappel au règlement, l'honorable député de Belleuil-Chambly.
The honourable member for Belleuil-Chambly. Mr. Speaker, there has been consultation between the parties, and I believe if you seek it, you will find that there is unanimous consent for the following motion. That this House requests that the Minister of Immigration, Citizenship to grant citizenship to Raif Badawi under the discretionary power that he holds under the Citizenship Act, Section 5, which enables the Minister to grant citizenship to any individual to remedy a specific and unusual circumstance of distress.
Puisqu'il s'agit d'une séance.
This being a hybrid sitting of the House, for the sake of clarity, I will ask only those who are opposed to the request to express their disagreement. Accordingly, all those opposed to the honourable member moving the motion will please say nay. Very well. The House has heard the terms of the motion. All those opposed to the motion will please say nay. There being no dissenting voice, I declare the motion carried.
Nous avons un autre rappel au règlement, l'honorable.
Another point of order. The honourable member for Brossard-Saint-Lambert. Mr. Speaker, there have been discussions, and if you were to seek it, I think you would find that there is consent to adopt the following motion. That, notwithstanding any standing order, special order, or usual practice of the House, Bill S-1001, an act respecting Girl Guides of Canada, be deemed to have been read a second time and referred to a committee of the whole, deemed considered in committee of the whole, deemed reported without amendment, deemed concurred in a report stage, and deemed read a third time and passed. Once again, this being a hybrid sitting of the House, for the sake of clarity, I will ask only those who are opposed to the request to express their disagreement. Accordingly, all those opposed to the honourable member moving the motion will please say nay. Very well. The House has heard the terms of the motion. All those opposed to the motion will please say nay. There being no dissenting voice, I declare the motion carried.
An excuse. A point of order for the honourable member for Kingston and the Islands.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, earlier this week, one of your deputies ruled on whether or not slogans could be worn on face masks, and she had indicated that they can't. I noticed that the member from Battle River Crowfoot is wearing that exact same mask that she had ruled on. And in addition to that, I've noticed that a couple members of the Bloc Québécois actually have their party logo on their mask. I was wondering if you would like to take this opportunity to make the ruling again so that all members can be made aware of that ruling.
L'honorable député de Louis-Saint-Laurent.
The honourable member for Louis-Saint-Laurent.
That just a few minutes ago, or less than an hour, you let a member express himself, even if he was not respecting the rules. So I just want to make that point et mettre en lumière le fait qu'il y a quelques instants, en moins.
And just raise the fact that less than an hour ago, You allowed a member to speak even though he was not respecting the dress code. Just to clarify, that was during statements, yes? Okay, yes. Well, normally during SO31s, we leave members a little more flexibility, but the honourable member is right. We let the member continue because it was not something that raised negative emotion in the House. At least I didn't think so. But that is a discussion that's occurring right now with House leaders because one is not allowed to have a slogan on the mask.
A slogan or anything that represents something on their mask or in general in the chamber. I will be coming back to the chamber with a definitive answer on that once I've consulted the leaders in the House. The honourable member for
Channel Report.